Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship here with another video. So the title of this video is I'm So Rich and Bored, Watch Me Pay Off Debt Quickly. And one of the things I've come to realize is that the reason why these spreadsheets are so hard for most people is because money, if you don't have your finances handled, is a big form of stress, right? And so, it's if your financial health isn't so good, doing this budget is almost like taking a look in the mirror at what's going on. And sometimes people don't want to do that because we tie our self-worth and ego to our finances, right? But if you're not stressed and you're kind of bored, like me, then doing these spreadsheets is incredibly easy. So we're going to do it one more time again. Velocity banking, what is it? It's a debt payoff strategy where you throw all of your money into debt. Yeah, all of your money, all of it. Okay. And we're going to do it with the help of something called line of credit. So first step to velocity banking is you put your income in, expenses, and then you have your leftover checking and savings. Relatively simple. I think the hardest part is this expense breakdown because a lot of times people get confused by the types of debt that they have. Like I remember this one time someone thought that they had like they were going to get a low interest rate buy now pay later, and then we looked at the paperwork and it was like 30%. I was like, what like what's going on? Buy now pay later, right? So expense breakdown. So here we have 7 credit cards. So let me actually restart. In the expense breakdown, we have to list every single debt that we have, right? Credit cards, auto loan, mortgages, and then in the last line, it's our general expenses that we always have to pay for: food, gas, insurance, blah, 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 all right? And so here in our income section, it's actually going to be the same when we pay off debt. Like a lot of times people don't understand that sometimes you're financially inefficient, right? And what is the main cause of financial inefficiency? It's actually saving money. Okay, it's actually saving money. So what we're going to do here is we're not going to save money anymore. We're not going to save money anymore. I know it's crazy, right? So if you take a look here, you see that if money comes in, it just goes right out, right? Money comes in, it just goes right out. So with velocity banking, okay, we actually fight the urge to save money. It's a very, it's like a form of social conditioning, right? I don't know where you learn it, but you just kind of learn it, it's kind of like I don't know, tipping. In certain countries they don't tip, but in America you have to. But and then now they're being sneaky where like in the quick service restaurants they're putting the tip. I'm like, what the I thought tips were like waiters or waitresses, right? You know what I'm saying? But we just kind of learn it. Okay, in certain countries they don't do it, but here in this country you kind of know, but you don't know where they teach it. Like you don't know the exact moment where you learned it from, right? You don't know the exact moment where you learned say saving money is a good thing. Okay, but instead, we're going to focus on this cash flow number. And I know this looks the same. Okay, I know this looks the same. But conceptually, it's different. Okay, so what we're going to do is dump our money into something called a line of credit. So, what is a line of credit? All it is a financial tool where you can borrow money, pay it back, and then use it over and over again. So, like this home equity line of credit. So, what does this mean? It means I could borrow up to $373,500, right? I could borrow up to that much, and then it will transfer into a checking account in a single instance. Okay, it will transfer up in a checking account up to a single instance. And so basically I click a button, right? I click a button and then bam, you get up to whatever the limit is into your checking account or the available limit, and that's it. And that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to tell you something, two things. Number one is I have over $739,000 in lines of credit. This includes credit cards as well. Personal credit card, business credit card. I got all of them, right? And then I also paid off a mortgage in 2 years and 9 months. So old news, 2024. We're going to 2026. Kind of bored by that. Okay, kind of bored by that now, but that's where I am. So what we're going to assume is we have a free and clear line of credit, but that's unrealistic to get a free and clear line of credit at this point. Why is that unrealistic? It's because banks don't lend money to people who need it. Okay, banks don't lend money to people who need it. All right. And so, why don't they lend money to people who need it? That's because people who need money are a giant risk. Okay, they're a giant risk. And so, what we're going to assume though is we're going to have a free and clear line of credit because it's easy for me to demonstrate. And it's kind of like, well, if you had known this, you would have never got here, right? And that's really the unfortunate thing about banking. It's all about doing things in the right order, kind of like getting car insurance before you get into a car rather than driving a car without car insurance, right? Driving a car without car insurance and then getting into a crash and then trying to get the car insurance after. If a car insurance company gives you car insurance afterwards, man, that would be like the best thing ever. Just like if you got a free and clear line of credit, but it probably ain't gonna happen. Okay. All right. So now we have something called the cash flow index. So we have the debt divided by the payment, right? Debt divided by the payment. And then if we take a look here, right? This is just a formula, kind of like a ranking system. So the higher the number, that means we got to pay it off last. The lower number means we should pay it off first, okay? And so, so why do we not want to pay this one off first, which is the mortgage? It means that I have to give someone $210,000 to get $1,200 back in my cash flow. Whereas I can just pay off, let's say, um, these two credit cards, 37,000, and I'll get the same amount of cash flow. So it's about bang for your buck. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go ahead and do 5, 8, 15, 27, 30, 7, 10. And we're going to move these credit cards into a line of credit. So it's $102,000, 102,000. And just by the simple act of transferring, we're not eliminating debt yet, we're just transferring the balance. Guess what happens here? Oh my goodness. Same income, same income, but then this is kind of multiplied by 7, almost 7. 7 times 5 is 35. No, I'm wrong. Almost 8. 8. Okay. No, wait. 7. Yeah, whatever. I can't do third grade math right now. Well, actually, it's a little bit hard on third grade math. But yes, $3,904 and 15 cents. And then we put our entire paycheck, the $8,000 into the line, take our $4,000 of expenses out, and then this cash flow number is kind of synonymous with how much our debt gets paid off, right? So let's go ahead and just do this. G2 plus H2 minus 3904.15. And then what we're going to do is take the average daily balance, multiply by the interest rate, and then copy and paste. Okay, copy and paste. And then you might see right here that when it becomes red, that's when our credit card debt gets paid off in 29 months. Woohoo! 29 months, credit card debt paid off. So that's about 5K, right? No, not 5K. What am I talking about? It's 102K. Okay. And then now let's go to these three loans, right? Amortized loans. We got an amortized loan calculator right here. We just put in the current month, month 29, right? And then just follow the cash flow index formula again. So this is 20 grand. And then I'm going to just go ahead and do this. And then we're going to just kind of do this right here. So this is 21 grand, 21 grand. And I'm just going to do this right here. And then this is going to be plus 21661.64. Okay, and then what we've done is we moved these two auto loans into the line and then increased our cash flow, right? So every time we move some debt into the line of credit, we're going to increase this cash flow number, so 4640.94. But what's important is that we have to do it according to the rank, right? We don't want to put this mortgage into a line of credit, although I have seen that promoted on the internets. All right, so now 34 months, this is now paid off. 34 months, okay, and then this is going to be 102 plus 20 plus 20. So it's 142. right? I did that wrong, but 142K. All right, 142K, and then yeah, 142K. Oop, burping. I'm so rude. I'm so sorry. I don't know what it is, but this morning I've been burping a lot. All right, so now it's a 30-year mortgage. So this, now that we've maximized the cash flow, 30-year mortgage should be easy. So if we have and a 30-year mortgage or a 50-year mortgage, and we have a very low interest rate, right? Like 3%. Be careful of moving the whole thing into a line of credit. But what you can do is something called chunking. Chunking, so what is it? Basically, it just means move a piece of the loan into the line of credit, and then you can pay it off quickly and use your line of credit and prevent one of the most insidious things that we got called segregation of income. Okay, segregation of income. I'm not going to go too into it now, but you have two choices. Put this as an extra payment, or you can use a line of credit. Either one will work. Okay, but I just want to show you here that even if we use an 8% line on a 6% loan, that is fine. But if we move the whole thing, we'll end up paying up more. So you see 28, then we have to. And it gets really bad the more farther the interest rate is from the line of credit. So if you have a 3% loan and then you move that 3% entire 3% loan into a line of credit, that's bad news. But here we go, 3.2 years. I kind of pre-filled it already just because I'm lazy. And I'm just gonna do this. All right, so this is 0. So this is 34 divided by 12 plus 3.2, and this is going to be 6.03 years. And then we're debt free. OMG, right? That was easy. Are you as bored as I am? I'm so rich and bored. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's all clickbait. It's all clickbait. But you can watch me pay off debt quickly because this only took me 12 months. I'm looking at the time, and it says 12 minutes and 9 seconds. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for today, folks. Korean Atlanta Mentorship. See you all in the next video and have a great day.